Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm back with another Conquerors Blade video, and this time around we're going to be looking at the Kheshigs and how they are great again. Before we get into the video though, hit that subscribe button if you want to be kept up to date with the latest and greatest of Conquerors Blade. So the Kheshigs are a cavalry unit which originally came to the game in Season 2 as the top tier unit of that season. Now, you can go back and actually get these guys if you go into the season challenge. Just hit that click to switch seasons, go all the way back to Season 2, and these are the boys here. Apparently, you don't have to unlock the previous kind of levels now, is what I've been told. However, because I've already got all of this, I can't actually test that myself, unfortunately. But all of the difficulty has been reduced by 50%, which is quite big. So actually, it's going to be a lot quicker for you to actually unlock these guys, which is going to be very, very nice, which I'm sure you can agree with. These Kheshigs then, these Kheshigs originally, when they came into the game, to begin with, were a absolute dirt unit. They were incredible. They absolutely tore people apart, destroyed people all the time, and they were very quickly nerfed into the floor to the point where they were no longer viable as a unit. These guys have a very unique skill of actually being able to charge and then charge straight back the way they've just come. Obviously hitting people firstly in the front when they're charging straight toward them, and then actually hitting them in the back when they're charging backwards. They do a massive amount of damage, and back before their rework, that is what kind of gave them that real viability, that real edge over other cavalry units. However, like I said, that was nerfed into the floor. We got a lot of pike units, we got a lot of counter cav units as well with the swamp ability and stuff like that, and the Kheshigs unfortunately were just not a unit that you would take over monastics or over winged hussars. However, they have recently gone through a rework, and these boys now are definitely viable as a unit again. I would say they are by far the best cavalry unit into the game again. They beat hussars, I feel personally. They beat monastics, I feel personally. And there's no other real kind of cav unit which could come close to these guys. The only one possibly you could possibly argue is the Omega Lancers, the purple tier cav unit, but I would genuinely take these Kheshigs over everything else these days. Now, they're not as tanky as monastics. They do get swarmed and they can get killed pretty easily. They can't take nearly as much damage as, say, the monastics can, but their damage output has been increased substantially, and that is with the use of a new skill that they have now as well. So I'm just going to go into the unit details, and I'm going to just show you what this new skill is. So they still have their charge forward ability, they still have their charge back ability, nothing has changed there. However, they now have what is known as the saber combo ability as well, which actually comes in a passive flavor. It also comes in an active flavor as well, which is very, very good. So passive, when you're not actually using the skill, the skill is not on cooldown, these guys will use their sabers to launch a continuous attack to actually inflict bleeding which cannot be stopped. So think like the Namcan archers putting out their bleeding ability when they're actually shooting people with their bows and arrows. It is a very similar thing with these guys, and this does score you a lot of unit kills, a lot of hero kills as well, because people run off, think they're safe, but actually just bleed out after a couple of seconds, and it is a very powerful attack. And I haven't even got the best doctrines on these guys, and I am literally smashing people at the minute. When you actually use the saber combo skill though, when it goes into its active state, then the Kheshigs launch a gale force attack for 5 seconds. At the same time, their posture weakens, reducing range damage. For 10 seconds after the skill ends, the Kheshigs attack rate is reduced. I have not really noticed that reduction in attack rate, and every time I have actually used this skill as the active, it does a huge amount of damage very, very quickly, specifically against heroes. Even though they have this damage penalty versus heroes being reduced by 15%, This saber combat, honestly, it absolutely pumps out the damage. It does mad damage against heroes, it does mad damage against units, and I have been showing you footage of the last couple of nights as I've been streaming for Twitch shops. Since I've been using these guys, they have been doing an insane amount of damage. I'm just going to very quickly show you the doctrines I'm currently using for these guys. They are not the best doctrines in the world, and they are absolutely smashing. So I personally feel these guys are best built as a very damaging unit. Don't bother trying to give them survivability, don't bother trying to give them health or any form of tankiness or armor or anything like that, because you're going to be not really utilizing the Kheshigs as best you can. I'm just going to very quickly show you the variancy line I've gone down as well, which increases damage to infantry by 15%, which is quite huge, to be honest. This bottom line I really don't think is much use at all, to be honest. I think it is all about this top line. The more damage you can get these guys pumping out, the better, the more useful they're going to be. Sorry, it's just gone. The more useful they're going to be, the more damage they can pump out. Put everything, doctrine-wise and variancy line-wise, into more damage for these guys. I want to get a couple purple doctrines and actually chuck these on instead of like the blue slashing damage and everything. Other than that, I probably wouldn't change much else there, really. I'm very happy with these guys. I'm very, very happy with these guys. Again, are a very valuable and viable cavalry unit to use, not only in field and siege battles, but I can see we are going to be seeing a lot more of these in territory wars in the near future as well, because they have the maneuverability. They can literally swing around pretty damn quickly in comparison to other cav units, and they've just got multiple skills which is going to be massively useful to clear up points, to clear up areas, to clear up bottlenecks and stuff as well. These guys are going to be very useful in territory wars. Let me know down the bottom though what your thoughts are on these Kheshigs. Do you like them? Do you think they're as powerful as they were before, or do you think they're a little bit more powerful, a little bit less powerful? Are you using them? Are you playing around with them? Let me know your thoughts on them down the bottom. As always though, folks, thank you very much for watching. If you could hit that like button, hit that sub button, all that lovely fan doobie-tastic stuff, that would be appreciated, and I will catch you out on the battlefield.